Mm-mm-mm. She said, "Where were you?" I was down the street and around the corner. Okay. Weight-based dosage calc and safe dose. Okay. I'm gonna, oh, you know this is not done. You know this is not done. This is way beyond done. Hey everybody who has not came at me looking for me. Like I ran away and didn't come back or anything. How y'all doing? I am a blessed RN, nurse C, and we're doing dosage calculations tonight. I'm just tickled, but it's cool to be here with y'all. I hope your week has been going very well. Mine has been very well, I guess, and it's been busy, but busy is good. What it said, good trouble. So let's get some dosage calculations popping so I can do my due diligence and help you all, you nursing students, and get y'all to come out here and help me paper chart because this is not fun. It's not fun at all. Let's see. The drops calculations are scary to me. Oh, okay. Well, we can do some of those. Thank you, Pretty Stinson. I appreciate you guys too. So yeah, I appreciate you tapping screens and putting those likes out into the algorithm. I appreciate that. I appreciate your likes on my videos. I appreciate your subscriptions to my YouTube channel. I really do appreciate that. And your referrals to your cohorts and your other friends. And I just really appreciate y'all too. Appreciate the stank out of y'all. All right, so we'll start with some weight base. We'll do some drops per minute kind of things tonight. I do dimensional analysis. So if somebody else wants a different method, please let me know. I can see the likes on here now. That is pretty freaking cool. Because I used to could not see the likes on here. Because I'm on my computer. So like on the phone you can see it, but on the computer you could not. But yeah, all right, y'all know they can do what it do so that the algorithm can talk to the people who are out there so they can come in here and we can study together. All right, so let's do weight based, okay? So with dimensional analysis, right? We got a couple of rules. We know that it's like a puzzle. We're not gonna call it math. It's a puzzle. It's a puzzle. It's a puzzle, right? So we want our puzzle to look like our goal. So that end picture. So everything that's on the bottom has to cross out with what's on the top. Okay. So we will identify our goal after we read the question. We'll pick out our puzzle pieces and cut through all the fluff that's in the problem. Then we'll start with what we're looking for and we'll go from there. Sound like a plan? All right, let's get it. So the doctor orders an IV infusion to be started at 30 micrograms per kilogram per minute. The patient weighs 206 pounds. The pharmacy has supplied a bag of medicine with the concentration of 4 milligrams per milliliter. How many milliliters per hour will you administer? Okay, so what is our goal? Our goal is milliliter per hour, right? So my goal is to get mLs on the top, an hour on the bottom, right? So what are our puzzle pieces that we need? This is a weight-based question. So I think about PPP, the patient's weight, the prescription, and the product. So our patient's weight is 206 pounds. Don't touch it. A lot of you fancy Nancy's like to sit up there and go ahead and divide it by 2.2. Don't touch it. Let the math, okay? And then we've got our prescription, which is 30 micrograms per kilogram per minute. And then our medicine has a concentration of 4 milligrams per milliliter. So our goal is to get milliliter on the top and hour on the bottom. So since we have milliliters, we'll take milliliters and we'll flip it, okay? So we'll do ml over 4 milligrams. Now we've got milligrams at the bottom. We need milligrams at the top. But we don't have milligrams anywhere else because once we use a puzzle piece, that's it, right? So we got micrograms in our other puzzle piece. We can't put that at the top. So we'll need to insert a conversion. So we know that 1 milligram is 1,000 micrograms. Milligrams crosses out. Now I've got microgram at the bottom. I can put microgram at the top. This piece right here has micrograms in it. So I'll put my 30 micrograms per kilogram per minute. My micrograms cross out. And now I've got kilograms and minutes at the bottom. Neither one of those are hours, so I have to keep on going, right? So I got my patient's weight is in pounds. So I know that 1 kilogram is 2.2 pounds. My kilograms are now gone. I could put my 206 at the top and the pounds cross out, and then I still have minutes at the bottom that I got to take care of. So therefore I'll do 60 minutes is 1 hour. Minutes crosses out, and now I'm left with milliliter at the top and hour at the bottom. And we did no type of math whatsoever until now, okay? So now I'm going to pull up my calculator. Ain't it cute? Okay, so it's all clickety-clackety if you're into that, what's the ASMR type of deal. Anywho, so what we'll do is put in all of our numbers across the top. So we'll do, I don't put the ones because the ones don't make a difference. So I'll put in 30 times 206 times 60 divided by 4 divided by 1,000 divided by 2.2 equals. Okay, so I'm going to press the equal sign one time. So I'm going to do it again. 30 times 206 times 60 divided by 4 divided by 1,000 divided by 2.2 equals 42.13. And that's how many milliliters per hour. So rounding time, let's say this question asks us to round to the nearest whole number. If it's asked us to round to the nearest whole number, then what will our answer be? $42. All right, you got it. 42 mLs per hour. Boom. Any questions about this one? Any questions? Nope. Nobody's got a question. Nope, nobody's got a question. Okay, well then we'll move on. Let's do Procrit. Anybody know what Procrit's for? Order Procrit 100 units. No? Okay, so you it's got to be new. No, Procrit's not new. Have you ever heard of Epoetin? 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 Yes, yes, yes. So that's the same thing as that. You give it to patients who are anemic and it stimulates the production of red blood cells. That's your pharmacology bit for the night. Don't ever say I don't give you any. All right. Anywho, Procrit, 100, big purr, 100 units per kilogram per dose 3 times weekly. Patient's weight is 180 pounds. Available is Procrit 10,000 units per milliliter. How many milliliters to give per dose? Okay, so a lot of people get tripped up with this per day, per dose frequency, when not to use the frequency type deal. Use what the question is asking you. So use your goal to kind of guide you to the information, to what information that you need to use. So our goal is milliliter per dose, right? So this is how many units to give per dose, right? So this says 3 times weekly. Is this asking anything about a week? Is it asking anything about a day? No. So you don't need that. You don't need the frequency, okay? So we'll do 100 units per kg per dose. And we've got our patient's weight, which is 180 pounds. And then available is Procrit 10,000 units per milliliter. So if we are looking for milliliters on the top and dose on the bottom, I'm going to start what it is that I'm looking for, which is going to be my milliliters. So ml over 10,000 units. All right, and then we'll do units on the bottom, so we need units on the top. So this one, 100 units per kg per dose. Make sure you write the correct amount of zeros, because you know a zero can have a big influence. Hey, Bramina, how you doing? All right, now we've got kilogram and dose on the bottom. So dose can stay, but kilogram has got to go, right? So we'll do 1 kilogram is 2.2 pounds. And then we'll put our 180 pounds over 1. And it crosses out. And everything is now gone except for milliliter at the top and dose at the bottom. So calculator time, you can finally do some math. Do y'all like doing ratio and proportion too? That was my jam when I was in school. I really liked ratio and proportion. I love dimensional analysis now. Like, that's what I prefer to, explain and promote, because if you're not good at math, like we haven't done math until the very end. We just did division and multiplication, right? And everybody can divide and multiply, right. So that just shows you don't have to fear math when you're in nursing school. You don't have to be good at math. I just hate math. Okay, Ann. Okay. And that's your prerogative. But we're not doing math. We're solving puzzles. So there. All right. So I got 0.818. Ooh, rounding time. So if this was to if this was to ask us to round to the nearest hundredths place, what would our answer be? Thank you for the gift, Home with B. Appreciate it. And thank you for the rose, Bermina. 0.82 exactly. So yeah, we'll just do that. We'll just say that one for real. Lovenox. Does anybody know what Lovenox is for? Yup. Blood thinners, a low molecular weight heparin, right? Well, it's not a heparin, but a low molecular weight anticoagulant. And where would you normally give Lovenox? I have to show out. I have to appear to know exactly what it is that I'm talking about. I know, but you need to know that I know that you know that I know. Doctors order 2 milligrams per kilograms of Lovenox sub-Q daily. Patient weighs 155 pounds. You are supplied with a Lovenox syringe that reads 40 milligrams per 0.4 ml. How many milliliters per dose will you administer? Okay. So don't let that 0.4 that's in the concentration trip you up. It's the same way. And that's another thing that I like about dimensional analysis. You can do like problems like this, which is weight-based, which is a little bit more complicated, or conversions. You can do it the same exact doggone stinking way. So yeah. All right, let's do our goal. Our goal is milliliter per dose, right? So it says that we have, 2 mgs per kgs ordered, and it's 155 pounds, and then 40 milligrams per 0.4 ml. Same way that we set up the other one, okay? So 0.4 ml over 40 milligrams times milligrams at the top, 2 mgs over kg, and then we need 1 kg is 2.2 pounds. And if you are not writing your units out by your numbers with dimensional analysis, you're doing yourself a great disservice. You need to write out those units, okay? And then what am I looking for? Pounds. So we know that they're 155 pounds. Or if you're from the South, you say 55. All right, 55 pounds, right? So everything is crossed out except for how many milliliters, right? And you're like, well, why is it not milliliter per dose? Because this is per dose, right? It's daily. You get 1 dose daily. So the dose is imaginary on this part, but it's the goal. So 0.4 times 2 times 155 divided by 40 divided by 2.2. It is going to be 1.4 mLs per dose, okay? Are y'all doing these with me, or are you just watching me do them? I just want to know. I mean, it don't matter to me, but I'm just curious. Are y'all in school for summer semester? Like, what's going on? I'm doing these. Okay, Danielle, cool. I have my whiteboard. See, you all fancy with a whiteboard. I'm doing it in my life. Okay, cool. So, question, like, do you like dimensional analysis? Does that make it easier for you to understand how to solve these questions? Because I can do it a different way. Yes. Now that I know what I'm looking for. Okay. All right, then. Even Anne, who does not like math, said yes. All right. So this is one of those that's like the trickier ones where they say, well, how do I know what to use like for day and per dose and this and all that and the third? We're going to use our goal and we'll see what we need. I understand this way better than what my instructor teaches. Danielle, how does your instructor teach? What method do they use? I know somebody said that one of their instructors only did desired over half. I was like, oh my goodness, because they didn't understand how to do dimensional analysis. I'm just like, okay. All right. A 13 kilogram child, she did the square root and stuff. Yeah, because you had to do BSA. But square root, all you got to do is just put it in the calculator and hit the square root button. I mean, unless you couldn't use it. She makes us do the conversions first. Okay. Well, I like the math to math on its own. A 13 kilogram child is ordered a medication for 2.5 milligrams per kilogram per day with 3 doses per day. How many milligrams, so we're looking for milligrams, would you administer per dose? So our goal, you okay in there? I don't know, I might need to go check. All that banging. All right, so let's do 2.5 milligrams per kg per day. 13 kilogram child. And then what else do we have? We know that 3 doses are given in 1 day. Okay, so we're going to start with what we're looking for. 2.5 milligrams per kg per day. Okay, so now we got kg at the bottom and day at the bottom. And we need dose at the bottom. So both of those have got to go. All right, chugging along with our little puzzle. We'll do 13 kilograms over 1. And it's by itself. So we'll cross that out. And then day is at the bottom now. So we know that 1 day has 3 doses in it. Days crosses out. So we got milligram per dose. All right. So 2.5 times 13 divided by 3. And that's going to be 10.83 repeating. If this asks us to round to the nearest tenths, what will our answer be? Mm-hmm. 10.8 milligrams per dose. Okay, let me see what other types of problems. These are my favorite. I can do these all night, but let's see. Mm-mm-mm-mm-mm. Oh, she said the drops per minute ones. All right, so let's do some IV drop rate. The provider has ordered 1,000. You're welcome. Thank you for the rose. Appreciate it. Roses. Thank you. The provider has ordered 1,000 mLs of normal saline to run over 10 hours. The tubing has a drop factor of 10 drops per milliliter. Determine how many drops per minute the nurse will set as the flow rate. Okay. So we know that you can give an IV two ways. You can give it in a pump, which people be acting like they scared of. And then I'm like, you're the human. It's the pump. You put the numbers in there and tell it how to run. But yeah. So if it says IV pump, infusion pump, flow rate, it's usually going to ask about milliliter per hour. If they give you a tubing set and they give you the drop factor on there, then that's usually going to be asking for drops per minute. That's via gravity. So it's not going to go in a pump. It's just going to drip, 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 drip. And so the drop factor, this right here, is just how many drops are in that little squeeze chamber that are in your tubing set. How many drops does it take to administer 1 ml of fluid? Okay. So our goal is to get drops on the top and minutes on the bottom. So when we're looking at a IV infusion, we want to know how much. So how much the volume, okay? How many liters, how many milliliters, whatever is the patient going to be receiving in their IV over how long it takes, okay? So volume over time. All right. So this is our volume. This is our time. And then this is our drop factor. So I'm going to write it on the side. So does writing it to the side, does that help y'all kind of keep things together too? I use y'all's feedback. So, it helps me to, help you. Cool. All right. All of a sudden, my school is changing to ATI DCE and don't even know how the questions are. Well, Bremen is universal. Like, a dosage calc is a dosage calc is a dosage calc. If you do it the same way, then you should be all right. But, I mean, sometimes change can be good. Did they have Hesse before? All right. So we are looking for drops on the top. So I'm going to start with my drops. It's going to be 10 drops per ml. And I've got milliliter on the bottom. So I need milliliter on the top. So we'll do 1,000 milliliters is 10 hours. Milliliters crosses out. Now I've got drops on the top, which is my goal, but I need minutes at the bottom. I got hours at the bottom. So I'll put 1 hour is 60 minutes. And now my minutes are at the bottom and my hours have crossed out. And we can finally do some math, can't we, Ann? Units confuse me. Maddie, talk to me. Why do the units confuse you? Like, what do you mean? Like when it says units instead of milligrams or grams or whatever? Is that what it is? All right. So I got 16.6 repeating drops per minute. So have you ever gone to your kitchen and seen half a drop or a quarter of a drop? No, it's either a drop or not, right? So we have to round this to the nearest whole number. So what is our answer to the nearest whole number? Hey, Ashley. How you doing? We roughing it because I'm tired. And I was late. And I got told about myself because I was late. I'm like, oh my gosh. I thought I was done with school and coming in class late and getting almost put out. Okay. When they're asking for a milliliter, but they have units in the question. Kind of like with heparin problems. It's just a unit of measure. As long as your units cross out and line up, then it don't matter. You can have how many duts per duts. Is as long as your duts line up. You know what I'm saying? I'll show you what I mean though. You've been missing. Oh yeah, I've been missing too. But here we go tonight. All right, so yes, the answer is 17 drops per minute. All right, so as long as you line up your units, you should be okay. What is this one? It looks complicated. Ooh, it is. Okay, so we got fluff in here, you guys. So we gotta cross some stuff out. I had to do some prayers to bring her back. Yes, I was coming back, child. Life been life and hard, man. But yes, I do appreciate the prayers. Prayers of the righteous availeth much. Your order reads Cephazox, right? 1 gram IV piggyback, IVPB, which is IV piggyback, okay? Every 8 hours. Stop, don't do that. The pharmacy supplies it in 100 milliliters of D5W. All right. You need to infuse it over 30 minutes using your gravity drip tubing with the drop factor of 10. How fast will you run the piggyback? All right, so let's break this down and we're going to talk about the different parts of this problem because when you know what you're talking about, you know what you're looking for. So, an IV piggyback just means that you already have one big old bag of primary solution that's already infused into the patient. So, normal saline, lactated ringers, D5W, whatever. So they're already getting that. So a piggyback, like a piggyback ride, if you ever heard about that, I don't know if that's a southern thing or if, I don't know where y'all coming in from. But if, you put somebody on the back of your neck and say, oh, this is a piggyback ride. So the antibiotic is going to piggyback your primary. So it's just going to run in because you're going to have your IV antibiotic higher than the primary. So once the IV antibiotic runs, then your primary is going to start back. That's all that IV piggyback means. It doesn't mean a darn thing to answer this question. It's just fluff. So, oh, I did too much. Okay, there it is. So that doesn't make that's fluff. And then the 1 gram part. It's the question asking you how many grams, milligrams, micrograms is the patient receiving. So it don't matter either. Remember, I told you a IV can be given 2 ways, and we're looking for volume. So how much? So it says the pharmacy supplies it in 100 milliliters of D5W. You can have it in 100 mLs of Everclear. No, don't do that because it's gonna kill the patient. But it doesn't matter. That doesn't matter. That don't matter. Okay, it doesn't matter. We just know it's 100 milliliters, right? And it says you need to infuse it over 30 minutes. So it literally tells you that 100 mLs is going to go over 30 minutes. That is your volume over your time. So this right here is called your frequency. Your frequency is how often you will give this medicine. So in 30, you're going to give it in 30-minute increments, right? So 3 times a day, because that's what every 8 hours is, because 24 hours divided by 8 hours means that you'll give it 3 different times. So if they ask you how much they're going to get for the total day, that's when frequency is important. This is just asking for 1 dose. You're giving it the IV piggyback, right? Just 1 time. So we're going to cross that out too. It doesn't matter because you're not giving 100 milliliters to drip over 8 hours. You're giving it over 30 minutes. So I hope that kind of makes sense to you. You're setting this up as a 30-minute time period for 100 milliliters to go in. And then the regular stuff is going to go back on its own. That's what this question means, okay? So our goal is going to be drops on the top and minutes on the bottom. We also know that it says a drop factor of 10. Your drop factor is always going to be drops per milliliter, because that's how many drops you need to give 1 milliliter of fluid in your IV tubing. Okay, so we're looking for drops, so I'll start with my drop factor. 10 drops per ml. Then we got milliliter on the bottom. I need milliliter on the top. So 100 ml is going over 30 minutes. Milliliters crosses out, and look what we have. We have reached our goal, which is drops on the top and minutes on the bottom. And now you can finally do your math, okay? Actually, I'm not turning up. I just had to add some sauce to it. Just a little sauce. Just a little bit. Y'all, my husband cooked a steak in the other room. It smells so good. And he told me to taste it, but he didn't even cook me one. I'm telling on him. I know he's going to come in here and say something. All right. So, yeah, 33.333333, right? So, you haven't ever seen 0.3333 of a drip fall out of your faucet. So, what is our answer when we round this to the nearest whole number? Why my brain was making it more than it had to be. I don't know, Maddie. Because once the goal is to line your units up. Once you get it identical to this, stop. It could all be so simple, but we rather make it hard. It could all be so simple. All right. Y'all let me know if you got some more questions that you want me to go over. I still have more drops per minute ones. And don't forget to tap that screen. Double tap. And I don't know where it's at. Like, once it's gone, because you see how all my little questions are. You can go to my YouTube channel. It's a Blessed RN, and you can go and review it. Because I don't know how to go back to it. So we're live on YouTube now. So as soon as the live is over, it will be available, so you can do the replay and go over the questions that we go over. Yeah. All right. Let's see. I'm looking for one. What is this? With the units in it, because we're gonna go over these units, because I don't want you to be confused when they change it from like a milligram or a microgram, just because you're used to seeing that. Like, if you have milli equivalent, if you have a unit, what else do they use? Milliequivalent, micrograms, whatever, grain, whatever. As long as your units match up and cross out. That's the important part, Lord. D5W, 500 mLs to infuse in 12 hours. The drop factor of your tubing is 15 drops per milliliter. How many drops per minute will you infuse? Thank you, Bermina, for the gift. I appreciate it. They are not required, but greatly appreciate it. I appreciate you guys. All right, so 500 is to go over 12 hours, okay? And then we know that our drop factor is 15. So you see, we just do it the same way. And you get better once you start doing these problems. Just do them the same way. You set them up, you look for your goal, you get your puzzle pieces out, and then you just set them up and cross out. All right, so milliliters got to go on the top. So 500 mLs over 12 hours. Milliliters crosses out. We got hours at the bottom. We don't have minutes at the bottom. So we'll do 1 hour is 60 minutes. Hours crosses out. Boom. Drops per minute. We'll continue mine on YouTube. Night. Okay, good night. It was good seeing you, Miss Bermina. Let's see, divided by 12, divided by 60. I got 10.41, okay? So what is our answer if we round this to the nearest whole number? 10, and we always want to label our final answer, because sometimes they will be petty and get mark it as wrong. So, yeah, why wouldn't you put minutes under 500 mLs? Okay, that's a good question, Anne. So, remember, we need volume, how much, over how long. So this is how much they're going to get. And it said to infuse in 12 hours. So that's your how long. So your volume is this and your how long is that. And if you were using the formula, which would be volume in milliliters over time, you would have to put minutes. So you would have to convert your hours into minutes times your drop factor, which is drops per ml. That's when you would have to put minutes under there. So if you were using the formula method and you memorized your formula, that's when you would have to do that. But if you're using dimensional analysis, then your units cross out, which is on the top and on the bottom. So then you wouldn't have to worry about memorizing that, because this has to be in minutes. If this is like, if you just put a 12 at the bottom, it would be totally wrong. Okay. So let me see. Here's one with units in it. All right. Boom. The MD orders your patient to start an IV heparin drip at 12 units per kilogram per hour and to administer a loading bolus dose of 60 grams per kilogram IV before the initiation of the drip. You're supplied with a heparin bag that reads 25,000 units per 250 ml. The patient weighs 189 pounds. What is the flow rate you will set the IV pump at? All right. So we are going to be looking for, I had you. I knew it was somewhere. I said, okay, this is what we're doing. So this has got the units in it, right? So instead of having milligrams, you simply have units. You just change the unit of measure. So we're just going to find the IV drip, okay, to what we set the pump at, because this is telling us that we have to give a bolus. So what a bolus is a one-time administration of a medicine or fluid or even like a tube feeding. So it's not going to be over like hours and hours like a drip would be, like a continuous type thing. This is just going to be like a one-time administration. Okay, so our PPP is what? The patient weighs 189 pounds. Our prescription for our drip is 12 units per kilogram per hour. And then our medicine is 25,000 units and 250 milliliters. So we are needing to get milliliters on the top and hours on the bottom. So we're going to start with our milliliters. So I'm going to take this puzzle piece right here that has the milliliters in it, and I'm going to flip it because we can, right? 250 mLs over 25,000 units. Now I've got units at the bottom. I need units at the top. So I'll do 12 units per kg per hour. Units crosses out. Now I've got kilogram and hour, right? So I've used that. Boom, boom. Now I'll do 1 kg is 2.2 pounds. And then my pounds is 189. And the pounds crosses out, and now I have a milliliter on the top and hour on the bottom. So you see, we did it the exact same way as if the question had milligram or gram or microgram in it. It's the unit of measure was just a unit, because that's how heparin comes. It comes in international units instead of grams or micrograms or whatever. Milli equivalents. Does an LPN have to learn this as well? Absolutely, because you are a nurse too. Yep. And you give heparin. 250 times 12 times 189 divided by 25,000 divided by 2.2. Now I don't think you do the drips though. Do you do drips? It just depends on what states and what your board of nursing puts in your scope. But I know you do give it sub-Q. All right. So we'll do 10.3. So if this were to be rounded to the nearest whole number, what would our answer be? What was the last thing you said? We give out medicine and determine how much they get and what they get. I think the last thing I said, I don't know. What? Okay, what does like the scope of practice. Just depending on your state that you're in, that determines what like LPNs can do versus what RNs can do. So like the things that you're allowed to do under your license. Cause in like Alabama it's different than North Carolina for what I did when I was an LPN versus here when I was a LPN versus what I could do in North Carolina. So different states have different scopes of practice according to your board of nursing. So some places like LPNs can't administer blood. Some places like you can't do stuff with PICC lines. It just depends on your board of nursing, which is determined by the state that you're in. So, a heparin drip, I don't know. I'm not sure. But you still need to learn this because it's part of your IV administration. You will give IV drugs. You will give IV. You will give heparin subcutaneous. Because what if your patient goes to dialysis? They got to come back, or they're in the bed, and they're immobile, and you don't want them to get clots and stuff. So yeah, you will give this, but not necessarily in drip form. But yeah, dosage calculations is going to be the same for RN and for LPN. So and especially important to know what you're doing, because like right now we're doing paper chart. All of the hospital system is down. It has been an utter and complete mess. But you know what you're doing, have a sound foundation, you know what I'm saying, then you'll be all right. All right, I have to go. You're okay. Thank you so much for taking the time out. You're welcome. And I'm starting with my LPN, then eventually get my RN, and we learn all of this. Yep. I was LPN for 10 years, and then I went back for my RN, and then I have my BSN as well. Yep. I had to learn all of it. What else we doing tonight? What else we doing? I think I'm good for about a good solid 4 more questions. And then I'm going to pass out. I'm tired. I got up at 4:45 this morning. Yeah, I had to go and take a patient to have a procedure. So with nursing, I went into the non-emergency medical transportation business. So I saw how people was hanging out at the hospital who needed transportation home, who had mobility issues. And so boom, here we are. Entrepreneur. So that's just to show you what nursing can do, how being in the nursing field can have you aligned with the right people, with the right situations, looking at different solutions to solve. So, everybody's like, is it worth going through all this in school? Yes, because you will literally be limitless in what you can do. All right. I want drips and IV. Okay, Ian. We can still stay with the drips. I'm looking for some hard ones. I don't really have any hard ones. Let's see. What about like the IV completion time? What about that? Oh, I know what I want to do. The IV completion time. Like if you have such and such milliliter that's left in the bag, it's going at this rate. At what time will it be finished? Okay, we'll do some of those and then I'll go to bed. Okay. So, but this, yes, ma'am. You asked for me. And so here I am. You did it. The pregnant client is being induced. Okay. Y'all will not gang up on me. The order rate of Pitocin is 4.2 milliunits per minute. So this is a different unit of measure, but we're gonna do it the same way. Okay. IV bag is 1,000 mLs with 10 units of Pitocin. At what rate in milliliter per hour should the pump be set? Okay. So our goal is milliliter per hour. So let's write out our puzzle pieces. It says that we want 4.2 MUs per minute. This isn't math, TK. This is just solving puzzles, okay? So 4.2 MU per minute, okay? If we don't stay scared, we stay unsure. This is a no fear zone because we're just solving puzzles. So 1,000 ml bag with 10 units. So 1,000 milliliters, and it's got 10 units in it, okay? And it's asking us to solve for milliliters at the top, okay? And hours at the bottom. All right? Boom. So if we're looking for milliliters, we'll start with this puzzle piece. So 1,000 milliliters over 10 units, okay? So then we got our other puzzle piece. That's the only other thing that we have to work with, right? But it's got a MU. So that's a milli-unit. Just like a gram, a G is a gram. And then mg is a milligram. This is a U for unit. And then it's mu for milli-unit. So the prefix stays the same. So we still know that 1 unit is going to be 1,000 milli-units, okay? So that's a MU. So you see how we changed the unit of measure, but we're doing this the exact same way. When do you ever use this in real life practice? I have yet to see it now that the computer systems is down, that the doctors are coming on the floor and writing orders in the chart. And we have to, yeah, exactly. I couldn't wait to run to the car because I get this exact same question. Oh, the computers do it. You don't do it in real life. Woo, 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 woo. Oh, how the tables have turned. We are in archaic times, okay? Welcome to bedrock. All right? So, yes, you do need to know how to do it because we don't have any kind of computers. None. None whatsoever. None. None. All right? So, boom. Milliunits is going to go on the top. I'm not writing it out again. I just made it a point right here at the bottom to show you that it's the same thing. Just change your unit of measure, okay? And then minute will go on the bottom. So we got units crosses out, milli-units crosses out. Now we got minutes at the bottom. We need hours. But hospitals have computers that don't work right now because there is a cyber attack. So what you gonna do? And you still have patients that are getting admitted. I got to go to work tomorrow night and I'm not looking forward to it because not the patients, because my patients are awesome. I have yet to have like some really just awful patients on my floor. But it's the fact that I'm going to have to sit here and paper chart for 12 hours. And it's going to irk my soul. All of my lab requisites, I'm going to have to get this long A-word sheet of paper out with all the labs on there and check, and make a copy of it and put it in a tube system and shoot, send it down to the lab. If the doctors come around after they've come up for surgery and they want to change this or add that or whatever, then I'm going to have to write it out on the MAR for 3 more days because that's protocol for right now. And then I'm going to have to send it to pharmacy. Then I'm going to have to put it on there and make sure that it's right and that it's correct. Yeah. Odds are you will never manually do that. Just pass your exams and move. How about you quit trolling? Because, yeah, I'm telling you, in real life, like life is lifing. It's lifing. It's really lifing. Like, it's lifing now. And you are still insisting that you don't have to do this by hand. Okay, so what if you go to an oncology floor and there are medicines that you have to calculate? You're being honest. I'm being honest too. I'm being so honest. Like, this is a real life for me. This is real life. Like, tomorrow night, if somebody comes around and you've got because, okay, so you've got medicines that the patient takes at home. You've got to calculate what you have at the hospital versus what they take at home. If you can't do dosage calculations, you don't know how many, and then you have downtime. So downtime is when nothing works. You have to override what you take out the Pyxis. The Pyxis is the computer system in which the medications are stored. They're stored in locked cabinets. So normally when the computers are up, all of your orders are transferred over to the pharmacy. Pharmacy double checks it, and then they allow it in the Pyxis. So when you go to pull the Pyxis out, it'll tell you, okay, pull 1 tablet, pull 2 tablet, or you have to pull 3 tablets and half one, or whatever, and it tells you that. Right now we're in downtime. It does not tell you how to do that. You have to write it on the MAR after you have calculated it from the dosage that the doctor has written. Okay? So, this is a real life thing. If you don't believe me, then, ask one of your other essential friends. But you really do have to know what the heck that you're doing. And that's just that. And that is just that, okay? All right, so 1,000 times 4.2 times 60 divided by 10 divided by 100. Well, no, that's 1,000. All right, let me do it again. 1,000 times 4.2 times 60 divided by 10 divided by 1,000. 25.2. If this were to be rounded to the nearest whole number, what will our answer be? And don't cry. It's going to be okay. It said, but hospitals have computers. I'm telling y'all, the hospital doggone computers have been jacked by, I don't know if it's Russia or whoever. I don't even know what's going on. We don't even know when the computers are coming back up. Like, they're just sitting there collecting dust because they're useless right now, right? So, yes. I might work there. It is awful. It is awful. Do you hear me? So yes, you really, really do need to know what the freak frag nabbit you're doing. That 1 unit is, okay. It's a conversion. Courtney Brooke Adam. Yes, it is. Okay, I had to look at what you were saying. Yes. Because everything that's on the bottom, it's a conversion. So 1 unit has, yeah, you're fine. 1 unit is 1,000 milliunits. I think who is it? Was it you, Ann, or was it somebody else? Somebody else. I don't know. I can't remember. I got distracted. Maddie. It was you, Maddie, that was saying about the problems with the units in it. It's just changing the unit of measure, but the prefixes stay the same. So, like I said, you could have a milli-duddy-dud. You know what I'm saying? A duddy-dud. I don't know what a duddy-dud is, but I know if I put it on the top and I put it on the bottom and I need my conversions, that milli is that 1,000 indicator. So that prefix stays the same. Okay? So the unit don't matter. That's just how you measure it, because heparin comes in units. If you have electrolytes like potassium, you have milli equivalents. So it's just a unit of measure, how it comes manufactured, how you measure it. Okay, I thought so. Love me some dimensional. Yes, me too. I love dimensional analysis. So 1 unit always equals 1,000 milliunits. Yes. So that's just like your basic So you got your unit. That's your base unit, right? And then you got milli, right? So that's 1,000. And then you got micro. So that's 1 more 1,000, right? And then, what's it, kilo? A kilo unit. That sounds so crazy, but hey, it is what it is. A kilo unit. So then, that's one of these is 1,000 of those. So it stays the same, just like you got a gram, and you got a milligram, and you got a microgram, and you got a kilogram, right? So it's still units of 1 and 1,000ths, right? Same thing. It's just this part, the end part, is changed. So these prefixes stay the same. You are just literally changing the unit of measure. Thank you, Courtney. I appreciate your compliment. She said it took you a month to learn, but once you did, you couldn't tell me nothing. Period, sis. Okay? And that's it. Okay, somebody was asking me about IV infusion time. At the change of shift, I practice, but the math isn't mathing. You're gonna get it. Yeah, you're gonna get it. You're gonna get it. Then that's the only way that you can do it is to just practice. That's the only way you get better. You might need a one-on-one tutor. Well, funny you should mention that, because I do that too. So yeah, if you do need one-on-one tutoring, so we'll take a little quick break. ABRN tutoring, ABlessedRN tutoring.com is where you could sign up for a tutoring session with me. And I have resources, so abrn.com/resources, and they have the study sheets and practice questions that you would need to go along with those study sheets. And yeah, and that's just on Big Part. Yep. Oh, now I got to sit up here and reconnect my iPad. All right. I mean, was trying to argue me down. Like, oh my gosh. Just pass your test. Like, if you up here, do I have booklets? I am working on the ebook workbook. I am working really hard and really diligent. Y'all, I'm about to pass out. I'm going to tell you the truth. I am working really, really hard to try to get it out by either midsummer or for fall semester, because I know a whole bunch of people are getting their acceptance letters and stuff in, and I'm trying to get it together, but it's hard. It's hard being a wife and a mom and a dosage calculation tutor and owning a business, and I still do nursing as well. So yeah. I just work 2 days out the week on the orthopedic floor though. Yeah, and then all this paper charting is exhausting. At the change of a shift, you notice 200 mLs left in the bag. The IV is infusing at 80 milliliters per hour. How much longer will the IV run? Okay, so this is asking us for how much longer it will run. That means the time. Okay, it won't give me a puzzle piece. It says that, okay, my live will end if I don't drag the puzzle piece, but I don't have a puzzle piece to drag. Oh my gosh. Okay, there we go. Don't cut my live off. We're trying to do IV time. Okay, here we go. Okay, there we go. TikTok, I know, right? TikTok was trying to cut me off except for inactivity. I guess because I wasn't moving the mouse on here. It's like, oh, it's going to cut it off. All right, so yeah. We are looking for hours because when we look for an hour, that's going to give us a whole number, which is the numbers to the left of the decimal, and then the numbers behind the decimal is going to be the minutes. So the whole number will be the hours, and then the decimal part will be the minutes. And then we can just multiply the numbers that are behind the decimal by 60, and then that will give us exactly how many minutes. So you'll see. All right. Boom. So we're looking for hours, right? So it says we got 200 mLs left, okay? And then it says it's going at 80 mLs per hour. So we're looking for hours. We'll start with hours. We always start with what we're looking for. Well, that's how I do it. You can start what you want to. You know, I'm not going to be there twisting your arm. But if you want to do it an easier way, do it the same way, and follow the same steps, then you can, okay? Do we have to convert the minutes? Yes, Courtney, exactly. All right, so we'll do 80. Hour over 80 ml, and then we have milliliter at the bottom, so we'll do 200 mLs over 1 milliliters crosses out, and then we'll divide 200 by 80. 200 divided by 80 equals 2.5 hours, right? So remember, this part is your hour part. This part is your minute part. So we'll take 0.5, so all of your numbers behind the decimal, and multiply it by 60. And that is going to give us our minutes. So 0.5 times 60 is 30 minutes. So it will take 2 hours and 30 minutes to complete this infusion. So now do you understand? It's like, whoa, why are we looking for hours? That's why. Because the whole number part is going to give you the amount of hours, and the decimal part is going to give you the amount of minutes. We had to do that in military time. So it'll just be 0 to 30. Military time ain't got to be hard. It's just based on a 24-hour clock. So everything that's after 12 o'clock, you just add it to. So 1 o'clock is going to be 1300, 1400, 1500. Don't have to be hard. Just keep going until you get to 2300 or 2359. And then your midnight is either going to be expressed as 2400 or 0000. So always, when it asks for how much longer, you're going to be looking for hours. Exactly, because you're looking for time. That is your unit that you're looking for. And so your time unit will be hours. Yup. Let's see. So like this one, there is 450 milliliters remaining in the IV bag. The IV is infusing at 75 milliliters per hour. How much longer will the IV run? Express your answer in hours and minutes. So our goal, again, will be hours. So we got 450 mLs, and it's infusing at 75 mLs per hour. So we'll do hour over 75 milliliters because we're looking for hours. And then we got 450 mLs over 1 milliliters crosses out, and now we can finally do some math. We're doing some math. All right, 450 divided by 75, and that's going to be 6 hours. So 600. It didn't have any minutes on that one. That one came out just even as it wanted to be. Ooh-wee. So let's do this one. Okay, so y'all double tap that screen for me a little bit so we can send these last little problems out, because I'm about to pass out in about maybe 3 more problems. 45 milliliters of normal saline is to infuse at a rate of 47 drops per minute. The drop factor is 10 drops per ml. If the IV solution begins at 9:30, at what time will the IV fluid finish? And you got to put it in hours and minutes, okay? So our goal is to find how long it will take, and then we'll take that and add it to your start time, okay? So once again, we are looking for hours. So we have 450 milliliters. That's just by itself. It's not with anything else. It's just what it is. And it's going at a rate of 47 drops per minute. So they're in a relationship. They go together. 47 drops per minute. And then this is your drop factor, which you need to know. And then it says it starts at 9:30. Boom. All right. So this one is asking for hours, right? Do we have a puzzle piece with hours in it? You don't. But we're going to always start with what it is that we're looking for. If you start with what you're looking for, you don't have to go and find it. Okay? So we know that 1 hour is 60 minutes. I've got minutes at the bottom. I need minutes at the top. So I'll use this one. Minute over 47 drops. Minute crosses out. Now I've got drops on the bottom. I need drops on the top. So I'll use this one. 10 drops per ml. Drops crosses out. And now I have my milliliters. So I'll use that. 450 mLs over 1 milliliters crosses out, and now I am left with just hours. And that is what I'm looking for. That's the goal. Excuse me. So we'll do 10 times 450 divided by 60 divided by 47. And that is going to be 1.59 blah, 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 blah. So I'm going to take those first two numbers behind the decimal and multiply that by 60 so I can tell how many minutes I have. So 0.59 times 60 is 35 minutes, okay? It's 35.4. So we'll round it to the whole number, right? So 35.4 is 35 minutes. So we need an hour and 35 minutes for it to complete. So if we start at 0930 and we add 1 hour and 35 minutes to it, what will be the end time? So if you put 30 and 35 together, that's going to be 65, right? Because we need to add our minutes and we need to add our hours. So what I'm going to do is take 30 minutes from this, right? And that's going to give me 10 o'clock. Because 30 plus 30 minutes is going to be another hour. And that next hour is going to be 10. So once I have 10 o'clock, because we took 30 minutes from here, right? So we just got an hour and 5 minutes left. I can put my hour and my 5 minutes and I can add those together. So this is going to be 5 minutes and this is going to be 11. So my end time will be 11:05. What y'all think about it? It got quiet in the comments. Like, it went still. Not a creature was stirring, not even a mouse, child. Oh, she said, no, ma'am. It wasn't bad. These ones are harder. Yeah, it's a little. Yes, Mimi. This is the IV completion time. So we're gonna go over it again, okay? Because I lost some people. I mean, it got quiet. Y'all was all chit chatting and bebopping and all of that. And then it just got real still and real quiet. I ain't get no likes, no shares, no comments. I was like, wow. I was following until I wasn't. I was focused until I wasn't. Oh my gosh. Y'all are hilarious. I like it though, but we can be honest with ourselves and, we can figure out the problems, okay? So we'll do this again. We'll do this a little bit slower. So remember, this is kind of like the other ones. It's just with a drop factor problem. It's not a milliliter per hour. So we're going to be looking for our hours. So we know that we've got 450 milliliters left in the bag, okay? It's infusing at a rate of 42 drops per minute. And then the drop factor is 10 drops per milliliter. I am looking for our... my only problem is setting the equations up correctly. I have no problem with solving it. Okay, so is it Shani or Channy? I don't want to say it wrong because I don't like for people to say my name wrong either. Miss Williams. If we are looking for hour, because it says how long, right? The time is your unit right now. So we're looking for hours. So we're going to start with what we're looking for. I suggest that if you don't know where to start with what you're looking for. If you start with what you're looking for, you don't have to go and find it. It's there. Everything else is going to have to cross out. Okay. These puzzle pieces right here, they don't have hours nowhere in them. But we're still going to start with an hour because we got minute in there. That's a form of time, right? So we know that we can convert hours in minutes. So 1 hour is 60 minutes, okay? So boom, that's goal already, right? Everything else has got to go. So we'll do this puzzle piece right here, has minute in it. It's got minute at the bottom, so I'm going to flip that minute to the top. We can flip flop our puzzle pieces, because when you put all the puzzle pieces on the floor and you're trying to get it to match the picture on the box, you kind of have to flip the pieces to make them fit right. We can flip them, but we just can't separate them, and you can't use them twice. So once it's used, then it's gone, and if they're together, they stay together. Okay, so minute is going to go on the top, and 47 drops are going to go on the bottom. Minutes crosses out. Now I've got drops on the bottom. I need drops to go on the top. This puzzle piece has drops in it. So 10 drops per milliliter. All right, my drops cross out, and now I've got milliliter. So I'll use my milliliters that I have left. 450 mLs over 1. And now everything has crossed out except for hours. Okay, so now you can solve it. So we'll do 10 times 450 divided by 60 divided by 47. And that is going to give you 1.59 hours, right? So this part is your hour part. This part is your minute part. But what is 0.59 minutes? I don't know. We'll have to take 0.59 and multiply it by 60, because there are 60 minutes in an hour. Okay? That's going to give us 35 minutes. So it's going to take 1 hour and 35 minutes to complete. So now, thank you for the likes. Now we have to add the times together. So this in military time is 1 hour and 35 minutes, right? So if you start at 9:30, this is just simply adding your times together. So this part is the hours part, and on this side is the minute part, right? So if I put 30 and 35 together, that's going to be 65. So that's going to be a whole hour and 5 minutes. So when it's something that's like that, when it's got like a 30 and I know it's going to go over until the next hour, I just split it apart. So I'm just going to take 30 minutes from here. And so we'll have 1 hour and 5 minutes left. I put my 30 minutes and I add that to my 9:30, and that's going to be 10 o'clock, right? So now we're at 10 o'clock and we have 1 hour and 5 minutes left. So now I can add my 1 hour and my 5 minutes. So this side is the minute side. This side is the hour side, right? So this is 5 minutes and this is 11. So I'm done at 11:05. Did that make sense with me going back over it and re-explaining to those who were kind of like, what in the heck happened? I need to tune in weekly because I start clinicals this August. I like these lives. Thank you. Yes. Please tune in. Tell your cohort, tell your nurse and bestie, tell whoever. And you can rewatch this. The replays will be on my YouTube channel. A Blessed RN is the same handle. I do have like problems that are broken down individually. That's like in playlists with dimensional analysis, ratio and proportion, and desired over half. So if you don't feel like watching a whole live and you're like, I need to know how to do a pediatric dose question with dimensional analysis, then you go on that playlist, and then I've got examples. So yeah. You're welcome. Dazzling kids activities. I like it. All right. So let's see. Island, congrats. We'll do great. Yes, ma'am. Yes, congratulations. This is gonna take some time, but yes. So the 450 was included. So milliliters cancel. Yes, you see, yeah, because 450 milliliters, that's how many milliliters are left in the bag. So it's just by itself. That's the only little part of the puzzle piece. It's not with anything else. It's just by itself. So you see, once you started with your hour, you had your minutes on the bottom, minutes crossed out. Drops on the bottom, drops cross out. milliliters was on the bottom. So then you put your 450 milliliter at the top. It's not with anything. It's just over one because it's by itself and it crossed out. So everything is gone except for your hour. It'll come. This doesn't happen overnight. This happens with work and repetition. Mm-hmm. 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 What kind of programs are y'all in? Let me know in the comments. I'm so excited for y'all. I hope y'all stay excited. Like nurse people like, oh, I'm starting nursing school and I'm so scared. This, and wood, 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 wood. And I'm just like, oh my gosh. Like keep that zeal. Like it's not gonna be easy peasy lemon squeezy, but it's not gonna be like to take you out either. Like you're gonna have to get through it. You get through it. And then Lord, you in an accelerated program. You gotta really, really get through it. So yeah. Yeah. Congratulate. Okay, LVN, BSN. Okay, accelerated, ABSN. Cool beans. I wish y'all all the best. Yes, y'all gonna do wonderful. ASN summer. And you started today. Oh, you got a dosage calc test tomorrow. How cool that you found me. Hey, new bestie. All right. An IV infusion is to start at 1:30 and run at 100 mLs per hour. There are 1,000 mLs of fluid. At what time will the infusion end? Okay. So this is one kind of like the other one we did. So it doesn't have the drop factor in it. We just got the milliliter per hour, all right? So we'll look for our hour, okay? If we have 100 mLs per hour, it's got 1,000 mLs left in the bag. We need to find our hours, right? So, dang, everybody got a dosage test tomorrow? What do y'all have on your dosage exam? Did they give you like a study guide or kind of like a syllabus or anything? And are they teaching you? Because the general consensus is that they're not really diving into dosage calculations, but just doing like ATI modules or HESI modules. Yeah, I'm anxious to see. So we'll do hour over 100 ml. And then we'll put our 1,000 mLs on the top. And then the milliliter crosses out. So I get confused about my zeros sometimes. I ain't gonna even fake the front. So 1,000 divided by 100 is gonna be 10, right? So 10 mLs per, 10 hours, sorry, not milliliters per hour. 10 hours. I'm getting sleepy now. I'm starting to make careless mistakes. All right. So we start at 1:30 and we add 10 hours. We will get done at 11:30. I have a microscope calculations test on Monday for micro. Ooh, okay then. It's my second semester though. They give tests out fast. Yeah. And look, nursing school don't play. They go 0 to 100 real quick. My dosage calc is on Tuesday. I feel good, but I'm still nervous. Nervous is okay. Nervous is okay. We just don't say scared. That's okay. Just practice over the weekend. They definitely just gloss over dosage calc. I learned from you last semester. Yay. Awesome. 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 And you here now. Yes, continuing on. I love to see it. They did me so wrong and I'm learning on my own. It's this live save and it's on my YouTube page, A Blessed RN. And the replays are on there from previous sessions as well. And other problems are broken down. Sometimes I post like daily little quizzes. So it's all kind of resources over there. They didn't even give me a study guide, and that's probably why I failed. Dang, man. All right, what y'all want the last problem to be? I'm getting sleepy. First come, first serve. Child. Woman blinded herself with drain cleaner to fulfill dream of being disabled. Oh, get out. I hope that's fake. Mm-mm-mm. They don't actually teach dosage count. They just give us a study guide. And then is it like a pass or fail type deal, like 100% or 90 or 85? I don't think that's fair. Like how my mom is on my YouTube. Hey, Katrina Brooks. Yeah, I came home and I got on live. I told her I wasn't sure because we had a busy day. We got a busy day tomorrow too. But I don't think that's fair that they require like a pass fail type of thing. And, like they just like, here, take this and learn it because you have to kind of be taught this. I liked math. I was a pharmacy technician before I was an LPN. So this was my groove. I was the person in class like, oh, I'm going to show you how to do it. You know what I'm saying? So, and here we are. But, oh, man. 40 questions. You get 3 tries. And you need 100 for 20 questions. Or you fail. So, like, do you fail out the program or do you fail out the class and you have to just sit out and wait or something? And do you get remediation? We need a 80% for 10 questions with 2 attempts. Okay, that's a little bit better. Do they give you guys, do they give you the same question? No, you failed the program. No remediation. And I don't think that's right. Because, like, if you're paid your hard-earned tuition dollars, like, you don't even get a chance to go to med surg and critical care and psych and OB and all that because like dosage calculation. And I mean, it's important to know, and you see what I'm saying? But I feel like if it's that important to know that you have to give a test that is mandatory for you to pass, then they should be at least teaching like it in depth. But they don't ask me that. But nonetheless, here we are on TikTok and Facebook, and we're learning dimensional analysis, and we're not doing math. We're solving puzzles, and we're bebopping our way on through our programs, our LVN, LPN, Accelerated, BSN, Associates, and y'all are going to come out through the fire. Yep. We're not going to even talk about failing. Nope. Yes, I will be great. Yes. You will be great. You better speak life over yourself and quit speaking all this fear. I made a video earlier. Y'all ain't told me what was the last problem going to be anyway. So while I'm talking, I made a video earlier, and I mean, we got to stop accepting fear. You got to stop projecting fear. You got to stop letting fear win. Temporarily. What the battle it's not yours, you know what I'm saying? But if you up there say, oh, I'm just scared, you just stuck, you paralyze yourself. Keep moving. Safe dose range. Okay. Microscope magnification problem. Island hopper. I don't even have that. It's like, I don't even have that. I think that's part of micro. Let's see. What is this? Safe dosage. I do have a safe dosage problem. Yes, it's the Lord's. Exactly. But God didn't give you a spirit of fear. He gave you love, power, and a sound mind. So when you're agreeing with fear, that's the enemy. You know what I'm saying? That's them trying to project and keep you from going on in what, God has you, his plans for you. So y'all stop putting all that fear over yourself and in all of your ways. You know what I'm saying? He said he will send angels to watch over you in all of your ways, even this dosage calculation, even this nursing school. After you get out of nursing school on the floor and all the other stuff we going through with this paper chart, But I ain't gonna talk about that. I can't believe they tried to come on here argue with me. Anyways, all right, safe dosage. Safe dosage is a type of question where we are going to look and see what is. Don't get me started. I'm too tired. But safe dosage is where we're going to see what the safety net is. So you're trying to see what is safe. That is the point of safe dosage. The doctor has ordered something, but who's giving it? You, the nurse. So you, the nurse, has to make sure that it is safe according to your guidelines that is presented. So that's what we're going to use. I don't like this one. I don't even know why I still have this one. I'm in the process of making more questions and all of that. Oh, let's see here. Buddy. What I want to do. What do I want to do? Okay, so let's do this one. Okay, and then we'll go night night. So like I talked to my toddler, but all right. So oxacillin, 250 milligrams by mouth every 6 hours. Right, you're supplied with 1,000 mg's per 20 mLs. Your patient weighs 42 pounds. The safe dose range is 50 to 100 milligrams per kilogram per day in divided doses every 6 hours. Okay, so it asks you what's the child weight in kilograms. So this is my thing. The less steps you take, the less mistakes you are likely to make. I say this because people are like, okay, first thing I want to do is touch the weight and divide it by 2.2 to get kilograms if it's not already converted. The math is going to math. And I believe in just taking what you have and not altering it, not dividing it, not having to round it, not having to cut off decimals. What if you cut off too many numbers? If you cut off too many numbers in the hundreds place or the thousands place, then it can alter your number. You know, when you put it in ATI or HESI, if you don't have the exact thing that they're looking for, then it's going to count it wrong, right? So I say, let the math. Put your weight in there, put your conversion in there, cross your units out, and let the math take care of it on the math end, on the end, okay? So I'm not going to do this part because I can. So what is the safe dose range? So this is your safe dose range, right? So a range means you have two sets of numbers, the lower limit and the upper limit. So the lower limit is the least amount that they can have that would be therapeutic and safe. The upper limit is the most that they can have without it being toxic in the blood. Okay, so we're going to take the lower limit, and that's 50 milligrams per kilogram per day. We want to know how much it is for this patient that weighs 42 pounds, right? So we know that 1 kg is 2.2 pounds. My kilograms crosses out. And then we have our patient's weight, which is 42 pounds over 1. So this is safe dose range. So that's what SDR is. So we can go back up here. Right? And it says that it is divided into doses every 6 hours. So when that 50 milligram per kilogram per day, that is the total amount. But you can't give the total amount all at once. You're going to kill somebody's kidneys or their liver, right? So you have to divide that into doses every 6 hours. So 24 hours divided by 6 hours is going to give you 4 doses. So we know that in one day, there are 4 doses. And this is going to give you how many milligrams per dose that you will be able to give your patient. That's the least amount, okay? So we'll do 50 times 42 divided by 2.2 divided by 4. So that'll be 238.6 milligrams per dose. So now we need to find out what is the most that they can have. What did I do? Okay, here we go. So then we'll do 100 milligrams per kg per day times 1 kg is 2.2 pounds times your 42 pounds over 1 kg cross out. Pounds crosses out. And 1 day has 4 doses. And your days crosses out, okay? So we'll do 100 times 42 divided by 2.2 divided by 4. So that is going to be 477.27. So we'll say 0.3, okay? We'll round it to the nearest tenth. So if our safe dose range is 238.6 to 477.3 milligrams per dose, that is your safe zone, okay? So this is considered safe. So at or in between these numbers, it is what is considered safe. So now that we know what is safe, you can go to your ordered dose. So this is what the provider has told you to give. 250 milligrams, that is one dose by mouth every 6 hours. So if we have 250 milligrams that is ordered for one dose, and our safe dose range, does it fall in between those two numbers? If it falls in between those two numbers, it is safe. If it doesn't, it is not. So is this a safe dose? Yeah, I'm sleeping. I'm slowly dying. It's like somebody don't took the battery pack out. Oh, too much for you. Okay then, boo boo. Yes, it is a safe dose. Congratulations. You determined that the dose is safe. I mean, these names, these handles be tripping me out, right? So, since it is a safe dose, we need to then calculate how much we will give to our patient, okay? Does everybody understand why we did those steps and how we did those steps? We do it the same exact way with dimensional analysis. Start with what we're looking for, which is our goal was milligram per dose. And then everything crosses out. We found our dose range and it's safe. So then we're going to figure out how much we're going to give. So we need to know how many milliliters per dose, right? Because it's safe dose range. I got it except for the divided dose. So if it asks for a safe dose range, we always do the lowest. So safe dose range is the two numbers, okay? You got to have a lower limit. So what's the lowest and that they can take, and what's the highest that they can take. So that's what makes it a range where you have two numbers, okay? Now some of them will give you just one number. And if it's at or below that number, then that means that it's safe. If it's more than that, like if they gave you 100 milligrams per kilogram per day and they didn't have that 50 on there, then if it's at or below it, then it's safe. If it's more than that, then it would be too much. So yeah, the divided dose part means that this is the whole amount for the day. You see that? That says milligrams per kilogram per day. So that is the total amount that they can receive all day. But you can't give it at one time. So if you give all of that medicine at one time, they're going to have a system overload, right? Because when medicines have half-lives, they stay in, you get metabolized either through the kidneys, which is hepato, and then the kidneys, nephro, or the liver, which is hepato. See, I told you I'm getting sleepy. So either the liver or the kidney metabolizes it out. So you can't give all that medicine at one time. It's got to be in divided doses. So that's what a divided dose means. So how I figured out how many doses were in a day was I took 24 hours divided by 6, because it says every 6 hours we are going to give one dose. So that is going to be 4 doses. Okay. So that's what a divided dose means. That is what's called your frequency, how often you give a dose. Okay? All right, so now we need to find out how much are we going to give to this patient. And I've scrabbled all over this. All right, so let's look at what we got. It is supplied as 20 milliliters or 1,000 mgs per 20 milliliters. And we're going to give 250 milligrams in one dose, right? And that's all we need to know. So we need milliliters on the top and doses on the bottom. So we'll do it the same way that we've been doing all night. Start with what you're looking for. All right, so we'll take that and we'll flip it with 20 mLs over 1,000 mgs. And now my milligrams are at the bottom. I need my milligrams at the top. We'll do 250 milligrams is in one dose. Milligrams crosses out, and now we have how many milliliters per dose. So we'll do 20 times 250 divided by 1,000, and that is going to be 5 milliliters per dose. Shaboing boing, man. Hey, turn up. And that will conclude tonight's session of Work It Out Wednesday. Ooh. How y'all feel? I'm sleepy and I'm tired. And I got to do it all over again tomorrow. But hopefully, this session has given you some insight on how to do dimensional analysis, has maybe cleared up something that you were kind of like weary on. I'm supposed to come on Sunday nights and Wednesday nights, so I've kind of cut it down since it's the summer semester. I've been working on more content, more practice questions, and more videos and such. So Wednesdays, I think, will be your best bet. I'll try, but like I said, I'm tired, guys. But look on my replay. The replay will be available on A Blood Start In on YouTube, and I'm gonna go ahead